person out. Get the bot in here. And we will end with our Discord posts. Okay, so hello everyone, this is Chris Ingerson, and it is June 12th, and this is the June 12th TechQuest Devstream. So today we are going to be talking about PopCon and fixing some things that I got some notes on. I guess to start, I should say PopCon this year was all right. It was a little slower than I would have preferred. It seemed like there was a lot less foot traffic, um, and because of that, I feel like there were less people that played the game overall. But throughout the course of the 3 days, I had relatively little downtime between gameplay sessions, so things went about as well as I would expect. Um, Nothing really game breaking. Most of the notes that I have are kind of just minor usability improvements. There are some parser things that we're going to handle today, specifically how we handle searching for direct and indirect objects. And we'll basically be doing a lot of minor upgrades today. So first up, and I've walked on screen already. Dang it. Okay, well, now I'm on screen. So the big thing that I would like to do today, well, to start anyway, is I guess I will go ahead and jump in and show you what this is. And you know what, let's go ahead, and we're not going to start at the very beginning. Instead, we're going to start at the sewers level. Oh, which I just realized I've updated my Unity versions, which means my lighting is probably borked. I forgot to actually test that yesterday. I have updated, just out of curiosity, are you going to, okay, never mind, good. I've updated my project to 2017.4.5, which is the long-term support version of Unity 2017. I'm still holding off on upgrading to 2018 because that is a major upgrade, and there are... weird. Like it wasn't moving, that's funny. The water moves at like the exact speed of your walking, so it almost looks like it's not moving whenever you're moving. Anyway, let's go ahead and take this. So I'm not upgrading to 2018. What the heck is up with all this lag? Weird. Okay. Right. Please move. So I have not upgraded to 2018.1 yet because there's just a lot associated with that. And the main reason I haven't is because the substance integration in 2018 is not ready for production. So anyway, this is the first thing we're going to fix today. So what this is doing, at least my theory behind this is, we're saying unlock with iron key. Now, what we would expect is, we'll break the sentence down by what its components are. Unlock is our verb. With is a preposition which points towards our direct object, which is implied because with points to it, the direct object being in front of it. But we didn't specify one, which means that it just uses what we're interacting with. It assumes that our direct object is what we're interacting with. Then it moves on to find our indirect object. And for that, we have the iron key. Now, the iron key is actually in our inventory, and iron is an adjective, and key is a noun. However, iron is also a noun. So what it's doing is it's just looking for the first word that is a noun. It doesn't actually check to see if there's one that's a dedicated noun, which would be key, because key is not an adjective, it's only a noun. Instead, it just looks at the first word that's flagged as iron, which means that it's detecting this iron instead of key. So it's trying to unlock the door with iron. This key might as well not even be there. So we're going to fix that parser bug to start. So let's see. We're going to go to... This is going to be super fun, by the way. Oh, which actually reminds me, since we're going to be coding, probably should have the coding tag up. So let's see. We have receive input. We don't actually care about that. We're going to go all the way down to set direct object. Let's see, set multiple sentences. Setting joint words, check for obscenities, checking command, validate sentence. We'll get there eventually. Set determiner. We're almost there. Okay. So here we set do object or adjectives. Then we're going to go to set direct object. Okay, and I'm going to check that we're doing this the correct way too. Direct object doesn't seem to be getting set on the second sentence. Not sure what that means. That's probably not great. Before I forget, make sure that that's not muted. Okay. So let's see. We're going to say if adjective only, which means that we're only looking for adjectives. We don't actually care about that in this case. So we can actually skip down to here. All right. Word contains preposition. Okay. So here, yeah, we're doing this the wrong way as well. So what we're doing here is we're saying if the word at this particular index in the sentence, excuse me, I had to sneeze, contains the word type noun, then we're just going to use that. But that's actually not good enough. We need to do a whole other thing. Geez. So that means, God, this is really frustrating. Okay. So we basically need to do this. List TQ words, or I keep sneezing. Let's see. TQ word. We're going to call this, I guess, possible nouns is equal to new TQ word, and list TQ word nouns is equal to new blah blah blah. And what we're going to do is possible nouns are words that are flagged as nouns but also flagged as something else. Think like the word light or the word iron, like we have in the iron key. Nouns are words that are exclusively marked as noun. So for this, we're going to say if sentence of I word type is equal to noun, we're going to do something else. We're going to do something else, and we're actually going to comment this stuff out. Okay. So if it is equal to noun, that means that it's only flagged as a noun. So we're going to say nouns.add sentence. Okay, I can't spell. Sentence of I. Otherwise, we're going to say possible nouns.add sentence of I. Okay. Then what we're going to do is after this for loop, we're going to say if nouns.count is greater than 0, we'll say direct object is equal to nouns of I. Nouns of 0. We're going to assume that the direct object is the first word in that case. Else, we're going to say dir is equal to possible nouns of 0. Actually, we are also going to go ahead and say else if if possible nouns dot count is greater than 0. Need to make sure that we don't try to do that when there is no noun following. Let's see. Pretty much going to do the same thing here. Go ahead and copy this. I wonder if we should. Yeah, it's fine. We'll go ahead and do that. Same deal. Comment this out. Copy this. Paste that in. Jeez, that's like. Oh no, that's fine. Okay. So I have duplicate code for the most part. I wonder if I could move it above it. Oh shoot. Also, this should be above the for loop, not inside of it. Okay. So I was debating moving these things out. I guess that would probably make the most sense, actually. So I'm gonna reduce this just so I don't have duplicate code. So we're gonna put this here. We're gonna get rid of you. Move this. We're gonna move this outside of this if-else check to here, and then we should be good. Put you here. Okay, so that should work essentially the same way, and then we should be fine. Okay. So let's go ahead, and that was also in an if, correct? Yes. All right. So let's come back down to here. Make sure we do the correct thing here as well. Inferred interactions. Okay, that's all looking good. Cached subjects dot to array. I might do some optimizations while I'm at it. Okay, let's go to definitions here. Public void set direct objects. And this will be a list interactive objects. Okay, I'm going to convert these to for loops because I prefer for loops. I is less than objects count plus plus direct objects add objects I. Okay, and I guess we're pretty much going to do the same thing for all of these. Okay, make this a list. And pretty much do the same thing, except we're going to make it indirect objects. Indirect objects. Alright. And now we no longer need this to array part. We can just pass in that actual list. So this is a fairly minor thing, or a fairly minor optimization, but it just means that we're not making arrays every time I have to add my inferred interactions or my cached subjects. I can just pass the actual list that they are. Okay, let's see, check adjectives, all that fun stuff. Everything looks good here. We get our string builder. Looking good. Okay, just making sure that we're not doing anything too stupid here. Oh, you know what? Here we are. Let's see. Find all object names to convert all. Blah blah blah. So this is a find all function where we're converting a bunch of strings to lower. So that's generating a bunch of garbage every time we get here. I feel like. Hold on. Obj dot. I think, yeah, check name. Okay, so I think we can comment that out and do this, because check name, if I remember, does basically what this was doing. So before I knew about the whole system.stringcomparison.ordinal ignore case comparison method, I would convert everything to lower and then I would compare it. But that of course generates new strings, which is horrendously inefficient because every new string is new garbage. And now we have a method that will actually just not generate garbage whenever we compare things, and I no longer have to convert a bunch of things into, or a bunch of strings into their lowercase variants. So we should be good there. So that's an optimization that's nice to have. We're going to do pretty much the same thing here. Why do I do that? Oh, that's not exactly great. Now is it? But I guess that's fine for now. So we're gonna paste that in, and do this and this. Oh no, just that. Okay. And we should be good there. I feel like that means that I probably have. It's all right. I think. All right. Let's go ahead and go back down here. It's been a while since I really should at some point just sit down and go through and clean up the parser, because it's pretty, like, it's been improved in bits and pieces, but never really a whole clean sweep to make sure that everything's doing something sensible. Let's see, set direct objects, blah blah blah. Setting direct objects. Check. Setting direct objects. Okay. We should be good. Okay, so that was the direct object part of this. Now we need to do the opposite, or we need to do the same thing, but for indirect objects. Let's see here. Before index. Here we are. So this is not something I need to worry about here. Rather, we want to go to set indirect object directly. Okay. So here is our shared name. I guess that's, yeah, okay, that makes sense. So I have to do a 2 lower there. I'm gonna probably do lower name, or name lower here. Append, which, blah, blah. So I'm kind of figuring out how I want to handle this. This is saying which, and then it'd be a bunch of adjectives. So like which, shiny, silver, blah. Oh, no, that makes sense. Okay. Sorry, just kind of doing some minor tweaks here. Okay. So now we are going to do the fun comparison that we were doing before. Okay. So we're going to want to say here, list TQ word. Oops. Possible nouns is equal to new. List TQ word. Nouns. New. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yes. Yes. That's not exactly what we want. Instead, we want to pretty much copy this, put this after the if, and we're going to go ahead and comment this out. Comment these out. Get rid of you. Okay. What we're going to want to say here is if sentence of I dot word type is equal to word type dot noun. Then we're going to say nouns dot add sentence dot sentence of I. Okay. Else possible nouns dot add sentence dot sentence of I. Oops. Sentence of I. There we go. Okay, pretty much going to do the exact same thing down here. Actually, I guess I can just go ahead and copy this part. Let's go ahead and put this here. And then at the very end, what we're going to do is we're just going to say if nouns.count is greater than 0, then we're just going to say is equal to nouns 0. Actually, do I want to handle it that way? I might want to do that. No. Ugh. Set indirect object words, huh? I don't think I actually have this working yet. Find all references. Are we doing anything besides adding to it? No. Wait. No. Not yet. Okay. That's something that I will eventually get to. That's a quality of life improvement for the parser to make it able to store references to specific words that you use to refer to things. Currently, it uses just the names of things, like their first name, not their like possible names. Anyway, so is equal to nouns of 0, and I guess for now I'm just going to set this to be equal to nouns of 0. Okay, then let's go ahead and copy this. Else, paste that. It's going to be if possible nouns. Okay, that should be all we need to do for there. And this is exactly what I was doing. I have a comment in here for this. And I guess I just never got around to it. Okay. So let's get rid of that and get rid of this. And instead, we will put some lists in here. Same thing, actually, so I guess I can just go ahead and copy these guys. Okay, paste that. Alright, and then let's go ahead and paste this as well. So we're just going to go ahead and do this. Okay. Returns a noun or possible noun if there's no hard set noun in a sentence. I don't. I'm not sure I like that. Why would I do this differently? Oh, I guess I wasn't. I'm just using that. I guess that actually is a valid thing. I should go ahead and say. And what was it above here? It's like if making sure sentence doesn't y is not equal to sentence dot verb. Okay. Sentence I is not equal to verb. Okay. If indirect object only. So is get noun doing that explicit check? Yeah, we have dedicated and possible nouns, so I guess that works. Okay. Or perhaps I should say, so this gives me a TQ word. I guess I would change this a little bit to be more like, ugh. That's really not great. Okay. Yeah, I don't like I'm not sure what to do here actually now that I think about it, because I think this get noun is basically doing what I'm doing. So maybe I can just do that instead. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Dedicated nouns is 0. Possible nouns is 0. Yeah, I mean it's basically doing what I'm doing there. But the problem is that this is still going to iterate through everything. So that's very odd. Okay, well, I guess I can do this. Break. And let's go ahead and say possible nouns.clear. Nouns.clear. And then we'll just come down to here and say if nouns, or you know what, I guess just do that. If nouns count is greater than 0, and else if possible nouns dot count is greater than 0, say ender object is equal to nouns of 0, else ender object is equal to possible nouns of 0. All right. Make sure that I don't have any other weird comparisons. Oh, there we are. So we can go ahead and comment this. Say obj dot name check name. Word. Exact same thing. Okay, and I believe that's doing lower. All right, I think we're good. Jeez, that was a fair amount of effort to get that all to not be terrible. Even so. Okay, get rid of all this. Let's get rid of you. Try to clean things up. Wow, really? That whole thing, huh? Oh, let's fix this. String builder. New string builder. Actually, I guess. Well, no, because I loop through and I do this. So, never mind. I was going to say, like, I guess appending them all at once is probably fine. But let's go ahead and do this then instead. And then we're going to say dot append. Now, I actually need to do research into that. I'm pretty sure that doing it this way means that they will only make a new string once. Like, it's not going to do string, new string, new string. I'm pretty sure that it just concatenates them all at once. If it doesn't, I will do research on that. Dot to string. Okay, so that's a little bit better now. And here we are. Adjectives. So here I'm going to say check adjectives instead of this. Okay. Should be good. Okay, getting some more of this. Let's go ahead and save that. Okay. That was fair amount of code, and we have an error. Oh. Phew. There we go. Small thing. I forgot a semicolon. Apparently I'm an amateur. Alright, let's let that compile. While that's happening, I'm going to take a drink. Okay. Well, I guess while that's compiling, thinking of anything exciting that's really been going on over at E3. Big one for me personally would probably be that Devil May Cry 5 is happening. Very excited about that. I've been getting into character. I don't like character action. I don't like the name of that genre. I prefer calling it what Total Biscuit called it, which was Spectacle Fighter. And I think that's a better classification than character action, because character action doesn't mean anything. Anyway, I've been kind of starved for Spectacle Fighter games for quite some time. I've been playing Bayonetta and replaying Devil May Cry and all that, but just there aren't a lot of new ones. Okay, so let's go ahead and say unlock with iron key. Boom! I am great. Okay. Let's go ahead and restart that because I need to, Oh, you know what? I don't know why I didn't just save and load. I should do that. That makes way more sense. Instead of constantly stopping and playing. Let's go ahead. I also don't know why I don't just do this. Because, you know, I can. Right. I'm like pretty sure that that actually saves. Let's find out. It does. Nice. Oh, wait. Zoom. Okay, now let's try insert iron key. Oh! Alright. Nice. Back off a little bit so you don't have to hear that. And oh, that's hilarious. So, oh, you know what? I actually kind of wonder if really hard to tell. Okay, making sure that the texture on that didn't keep scrolling when we paused. Because whenever we pause now, it should stop time. So if I like jump, you'll notice that I don't fall until I resume pausing, or I resume playing. Anyway, but it looks like audio is not is not hit with that same issue, which is kind of funny. All right, so let's take a look at some of my other notes, because the nouns getting borked whenever you searched for them for indirect objects and all that was kind of a frustrating one for me personally. Might need to prevent speech or special chars in name. I'll test that one out later. Insert iron key works on the sewer door now. I mean, it worked before, but I think insert iron key did the same thing where it says I don't see an iron around here. Let's see. Got some content changes that I need to make. This word typed. Curtains. Oh, right, that's a good one to test. And off we go. Apparently, curtains can be interacted with when you are, after you go to the sewers and come back, you can interact with the lever curtains again, which is not something that you should be able to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and say open and pull. Okay. So we're going to go down to the sewers, and then we're going to come back up. All right, you know what I also need to do is fix that. It's still kind of funny that that's a thing. So this, I'm not jumping, by the way, I'm just moving left. Wow, like, if I was in a Bethesda game, that probably would have killed me. What's happening here is I'm getting wedged between the collider for the stairs and the collider for the side of the stairs. Let's see, where do I need to go? I need to go all the way up here. And to show you that, like, this is, of course I'm too far away. Hold on. There we are. So you can see that the collider for our staircase is actually not, it's not perfect with the stairs. It's more of a ramp. It's a flat surface instead of a bunch of, well, steps. But what's happening is you combine that with the mesh collider for this, and you'll notice that the mesh collider is actually poking out. And at this point, it kind of becomes like critical mass, and you just kind of get wedged between the two, and it causes you to fly up. You can kind of feel it further up in the chain. So go ahead and collapse this all. Resume. Like, you can kind of feel it here. You'll see that I bounce a little bit when I step off of it. I probably could change that. Well, no. Probably the way around that is I have to make a custom mesh for the wall here, and or I need to just change how my collider is shaped on this. But there are some minor changes I need to make anyway. You can see that there's a little bit of seam issues here, but those are relatively minor. Okay, so now let's go back up. Okay, and there it is. So we can interact with them again. That probably should not be the case. Okay. Well, I think what I'm doing is, let's go ahead and pause. Let's open up our castle. Open up our castle quarters manager. Stop playing. Come back here. I believe what I'm doing is basically whenever you open the curtains, we set the curtains to be removed from interacted objects. Wait, do I... Actually, can you just straight up always interact with them? I didn't think you could. I thought I made it so that they stopped being interactive after you open them. Let's find out. This is mostly just a minor, not DOD. This is mostly a minor issue. I'm kind of curious about it. Open. Oh, you totally can. Does that mean I can close them? Nope. Okay, that's all kinds of borked. It's probably fine that you can interact with them, now that I think about it, but obviously they should work. I don't know why it says the curtains are already closed when they are definitely not. So let's go ahead. Go all the way up here. Select you. And we're going to look at lever curtains. So they are treated as a door. There are no interactions below them. That's fine. We have no sound effects for when they're opened. Okay, we have no specific verbs for it. I guess let's go ahead and check. There should be, if I remember correctly, a thing that says if they're open. Open is open. Actually, hold on. Door info. Wait a second. How does that? How is it not? There should be a actual ID that's getting set here. I guess let's look at this. Output, curtains open, close. I do nothing. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and say curtains open again. That's just open, not curtains open. And data value is going to be set to false there. And what about you? Interesting. So it's a hard output, and it's because it's default fail. Okay. So this should be default, actually. So let's go ahead and resume this. So we're going to go ahead and try open, I guess open, and close. Oh, that's interesting. We get... Did I not change that? Oh, no, I didn't. Duh. Right. Okay, so that's a parser. Well, not a parser problem. It's actually working as expected. That is a content problem, so I need to update. I just need to update the actual JSON for that. That's not too bad then. Let's see. What other things can we work on? Combine key and door works, but output is weird. Okay. Oh, actually, no. Better one. So currently, I'll go ahead and show you this because this is an easy one to do. Currently, if you try to equip an object that's not in your inventory, like say the staff at the beginning of the game here, it will tell you that it's not in your inventory. But what should happen is if you can take it. So if I say equip scepter, it's going to say the scepter isn't in your inventory, but probably what should happen is it should actually take it and then equip it. So it would say like taken, then equipped, then do all that fun stuff. So let's go ahead and pause that. I had not a ton of people, but enough people did that I think it's probably for the best that I do so. So let's go ahead and go to interactive object, pull this over, and we're going to go to item, which is somewhere around here. Oh, geez, that's way too much. Let's see. Will I get lucky? Let's find out. The answer is no. And a yawn, apparently. Okay. So we're just going to look for item.cs. At least I can say the .cs part. Okay. So what we want to do... Here we are. So if our success effect is remove from inventory, equip. Okay. Let's go ahead and also say, oh, yeah, name.toLower. That's pointless. I can just call name lower. And again, name lower. Well, let's just find out where all of these things are being called here. Because that's some nice bit of optimization. No more will we be doing... Ooh. Oh, right. It's not name.nameLower. It's just name lower. So no longer will we be generating new strings every time we do this. We'll just be referencing older ones. Or existing strings. Ugh. Okay. Why are you? Oh, here we are. Word to lower. That's fine. Word to lower. Wait, hold on. Ah, right. I don't need to do to lower there. I can simply do an orthogonal check or ordinal check. So I'm just going to say dot equals u, then system dot string comparison dot ordinal ignore case. Okay. Fix that. Let's go ahead and scroll up here. Word to lower. Word to lower. Not going to get around that. Okay. All right. So that was a minor diatribe. Didn't need to really do that. Okay. Equip. Blah, 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 blah. Right. So here is where it gets fun. So we're going to say if verb dot obtainable items not count is equal to 0. Okay. We're going to say if it's in the inventory. Otherwise, we're going to do this, which is going to say, I guess actually, should I? I guess I would say, oh, that's interesting. I guess the other ones would fail before it gets there. Yeah, okay, we'll test that out real quick. So before I actually do anything here, I want to test something. Specifically, I want to test what happens when I try to equip a non-equipable item. What should happen is basically the item probably won't be flagged as equipable, but it won't even reach that point. I think what would probably happen is the default fail output will happen. But you'll notice that we have a safety check for if it's not equipable, but that's actually kind of redundant because it should never get to this step. Like, I don't think I've ever actually seen you can't equip the lower name before. I think it always just says, like, how exactly does one equip a blank? I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to fly over to the chest, take the amethyst, and try to equip it. Which actually might be fun because I think that might actually be worked as well. Flying through the sky. Okay, so I'm going to say open, take gem. I'm going to say hold gem. Ha ha! I knew it. There is currently a bug for that. Let's go ahead and we're going to go to hero. Yeah, so you'll notice that nothing's there. We actually want to go to game manager, inventory, gem. It's not on. It is disabled, although its collision is still on, which is interesting. I guess it's just disabled. Anyway, let's see what its equip output is. Equip. Here we are. Oh, interesting. I'm guessing that's also a content issue, but it should just say default fail. But you'll notice that it's nothing. It's a success effect of text. Success effect of text only, not equip. So yeah, that was probably just because I set it to default, not default fail. Okay. So that's a minor issue, although it's problematic. Let's go ahead and say, oh geez, that's not going to help me at all. And I only have the 3 items in. Oh no, I lied. Actually, I should be able to grab this. So let's go ahead and say take, hold, note. How exactly does one equip an invoice? That's because they're marked to fail first. So, okay. Let's go ahead and do that. I'll keep that in there for now, even though that's kind of a needless safety check. We're going to go ahead and say, now we can go to here. And I guess what we'll want to do is say, let's get rid of this to do because that's going to be the thing that we're doing right now. Let's go ahead and comment out these 2 lines, and we're just going to say, gee, should I say go to take and then no. That would be a bit much. Well, hold on. Do verb takes a sentence, then a verb, which itself is kind of all kinds of borked, but that's probably fine. So let's go ahead and do this. Do verb, sentence, then get verb, verb type dot take. Let's see. Then we'll do if I could type correctly. There's not going to be space after. There's not going to be a name, but I don't need to specify that, so I can just do that. And then, why are you mad at me? Oh, I need a success effect. So I guess that's going to be success effect ID dot add to inventory. And false. We'll go ahead and let that go. And actually, wait, why would I do it that way when I could just get the success effect from the verb? Let me make sure that that's how I'm doing this here. Yeah, that's literally how I'm doing it. Of course it is. So we're going to grab this. Dot success effect. Okay. And then we will, I guess, go ahead and say, oh, shoot, you know what? No, that's fine. If it's outside of your inventory, then it can't be equipped right now. Or it can't possibly be equipped, because in order to drop it from your inventory, you have to unequip it. Which is funny enough, automatically done when you drop something. So I have like half of this done, but not when you're trying to equip it without having it already in your inventory. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is this. We'll paste that in there, and that should fix it. So let's go ahead, make sure. Okay, I think that's what we want, so we'll go ahead and let that go. Once that's done compiling, we should be able to run over to the scepter and test this out. And what should happen now is when you try to equip an item that you don't have in your inventory, it should now take the item and then equip it automatically. So you won't have to type take and then type equip. You can just say equip blah 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 and then it'll do it. So let's go ahead and let that go. Got the hiccups. Don't know why. Okay, let's run over to our scepter. Grab you and say, oh, not take. Equip. Nice. Cool. So that does pretty much what I want. Let's go ahead and try doing that to, well, I guess I only need to do that on items that can be equipped. So I guess we'll go ahead and try it on the note real quick, just because I'm paranoid. Let's fly through here. Too far. Equip. Cool. Alright, so that works. Let's go ahead and stop playing. I'm gonna double check here. Let's see. Cache inventory. Find item. That's probably fine. Why would I do it like that? That's very strange. Oh, no, never mind. Okay, so that's taking care of that. Cool. So I think we're good on that little issue. So that means that now you can pick up items and equip them. Well, you can equip items, and that will automatically pick them up if they are not already in your inventory. Here's a nice other thing that I want to do real quick. So currently, when you have an item equipped, there's no visual indicator in your inventory saying that it's equipped. So it would be nice if we had a little marker that showed that it was equipped. Probably it's just going to be the word equipped next to it, but it's just a nice little visual indicator to let you know what you have on right now. So let's go ahead and take that. I'm going to go into no clip mode real quick. I'm also going to take the note. I'm just going to get a decent sized inventory, so you can see what everything looks like. Okay, so this is what our inventory looks like currently. If I go ahead and say equip, or equip, I guess, equip scepter. Okay, then I look at my inventory again. I still have no idea what I have equipped. Now that's not too bad for items that you visually see, like the scepter, things that you hold on the screen. But there are other things that might be a little bit more difficult to see when you have them equipped. And it would just be nice to have a indicator of what you currently are holding. Now you can actually see something similar to this. I'm going to jump over to the planes level real quick. Planes, show you what the... Oh, I have changes? Why do I have changes? It's probably fine to save those. We actually have something like this for your light. So when you have the lantern, if you light it, there should be a little indicator next to it in the inventory that says light or light. That lets you know that it's your source of light, and if you take that off, then you're not going to have any light anymore. Which is, kind of important when you're in the dark. And, okay, there we go. I was going to say, why are you taking so long for me to load? Do I still have the lantern in here? No, but it should be in the shed, and we can no-clip into that. So, and yes, cat, I see you. You want all of the attention. All right, so let's go ahead and say SOS. Let's see. Just over to here. Cat. Seriously. She's on the mouse now. Of course she is. So we're gonna take that, and then if I hold and light lamp, you'll see we have that. If we go to our inventory, it'll say lantern parentheses light. Although I wonder if lantern parentheses light, if the light should be the same color as the lantern. It's fine. Point is that it lets you know what you have, that you have a light source of some kind. It would be nice if you had a similar thing for equipment. So let's go ahead and stop playing. I am going to go to my inventory, which conveniently enough is right there. Go to definition. Let's get rid of some things that I don't need. I probably don't need system.link. Well, I'm guessing I'm using it right now, but I probably don't need it. Probably just using it because I'm lazy. Treasure count, item count, combat items, display item. I believe this is what I want. Yep. Here we are. So ID display text is equal to that. I think we're going to... it's just a new item display. Which actually, now that I think about it, I can simplify its creation by doing this. I started doing this more for my serialized classes, or I guess not really serialized classes, but just classes. Instead of creating a new item display and then just individually adding them, it's a little bit more pleasing to actually create it and then have its variables declared inside of this constructor. I think that's actually slightly better performance-wise overall, but I actually need to do more research into that, just because I think this actually allocates the correct amount of memory instead of allocating bits and pieces as you go along. In any case, so we have this is lit set up. Do I want to do string concatenation? That's extra work. You know what? Actually, let's go ahead and change this item display. Go to definition a little bit. And what we're going to do... Well, maybe not. I was thinking maybe I could add like a little Boolean to it. But if I did that, I would probably have like string concatenation going on still. So, okay, let's go ahead and come back down here. So I guess I'm going to do... Let's go ahead and just do this. So we're going to say... Jeez, I'm going to have string concatenation no matter what I do. Okay. Let me think. phooey. Fine. I didn't want to do this, but no, it's a string builder. I can't do that then. Of course not. Okay, fine. We'll just do this. Also, I'm going to go ahead and rename this. Okay, so we're going to say item.name, capital N, plus item.isEquipped, question mark. So we're going to do a plus here. Otherwise, we're going to do nothing. So we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. That's going to follow with its own wrapping, which is going to be this. And we are going to do this. Haha! Hello, William. Good to see you again. Or I guess be hosted by you again. Alright. Well, you're all just in time to see me put some amazingly complex item displays up. And by amazingly complex, I mean just having a little indicator that says when an item is equipped. So we're going to go ahead and say equipped. Crap. This is where things get a little complicated, actually. Oh, no, never mind. We're fine here. Okay, so this should work now. Let's go ahead and let that compile. And then we should be able to grab our lantern, check our inventory. It should just list our lantern. Equip the lantern, check our inventory again. It should say that it's equipped. And then light the lantern, then check our inventory. And it should say that it's equipped and that it's lit. So, oh, by the way, welcome back, Garrett. How are you doing today? And also, you know, all of the viewers from William's stream. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and hit play. Oh, man. By the way, the theme of today's Devstream is PopCon feedback and all of that, which was mostly just notes that I took for quality of life improvements. So let's clip. Okay, we're going to clip in here. We're going to take this. Okay, we have a lantern. Then we're going to go ahead and say hold lamp. Equipped. Nice. And then we're going to go ahead and say light lamp. And then again. So now we have both equipped and light there. I'm actually not sure how I feel about that. They're kind of clunky. I don't think I need this space. Jeez, but I do kind of need that space because if it's not equipped but it's a light somehow, then I need to have the space so that we have this buffer over here. Well, crap. I guess I could change that up a little bit. That would be fine. So let's go ahead. Actually, should I make these two distinct indicators like it currently is, where it's parentheses equipped, then parentheses light, or should it be like open parentheses equipped, comma, light, close parentheses? I don't know what would work best there. Doing well. Summertime is here. It is. It really is. It's starting to get muggy, which is gross. Hopefully no one has allergies, although people do. Fortunately, I don't really have too much of an allergy problem, so I don't really get affected too much by plants and all that. Okay, so I'm not really sure. I kind of like having them be distinct. In fact, I kind of would want to make it so that they even have different wrappings, so they aren't both parentheses. One would be parentheses, one could be like brackets. I guess let's go ahead and do that just so you can see what I'm talking about. So let's change that to that. I'm not necessarily saying that brackets should be the thing that we use, but having some visual difference there is certainly very nice. And again, this is all set dressing for the most part, just because it's just letting people know what they have equipped currently. Oh, you know what? Actually, what we probably should do is uh, grab our wizard cap too and put that on so we can make sure that both of them say that they're equipped. Yeah, that makes sense. Just so I can see what that looks like in the SOS clip. No clip in here. Take you. Fly off here. Maybe take a drink. Oh good, a null reference exception. That probably ruined my level load. How mad do I have to be? I'm guessing the amount is vary. And it's vary because nothing's happening. So thanks for that. Oy. This is why I can't have nice things. Okay, well, let's go over to the... where are you? The cabin. We'll do the cabin first, I guess. Or you know what I could have done that would have made way more sense is just drag the actual items into the scene to test them. I don't know why I'm going through the levels like they're normal levels. Oy. I guess I'm still recovering from the con. I'm not thinking straight. Oh, by the way, fun story from PopCon this year. At closing, like the last 10 minutes of Sunday, someone came through and did the pretty standard thing that people do when they walk by my booth, which is they glance at it, then look away, and then they stop in place, and then glance back and kind of stare at it, trying to figure out what it is. I went into pitch mode, like, would you like to play and all that. The guy said, no, I gotta go. But I would like a card, and so he took a card. And then after he left and I sat down, my friend who was helping me man the booth was like, "Do you know who that was?" I was like, "Huh? Oh shit! It was Will Wheaton. He was just walking by the booth. I wasn't expecting it, so I wasn't trying to like identify who it was. But yeah, Will Wheaton just kind of walked by my booth, took a card because he was interested in the game. So doubt that will turn into anything, but it's cool. Mostly, I'm just ashamed. I'm ashamed of myself that I didn't instantly recognize Will Wheaton. I'm like, my Star Trek cred just went down by like 10 whole points there. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our wizard cap, which I think, I don't have a darkness area. Oh crap! Of course you're not set up right anymore. Well, fine. Let's go ahead and go to wizard cap. Take you. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, it's like everything got nerfed or borked on him. Okay. It's all gone wrong. Interesting. Does this mean that I don't have anything for it? Really? Oh, yeah. Nope, it's just super old. Okay. Well, that's awkward. I guess we're going to go ahead and just change some things real quick. So let's go ahead and make this equip. Output type default. Actually, no, we'll say custom. And no, we'll say default. Data value toggle. Blah, 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 blah. All this stuff is fine. Let's go ahead and go into debug mode because I have to do that for this. Verbs. Equip. Outputs. Back to normal mode. Equipped. Okay. So we're just going to go ahead and go to our planes level. I'm just going to drag the cap in there. But yeah, that was probably the most exciting thing that happened at PopCon was I did not immediately recognize Will Wheaton. I blame the beard, by the way. Like, I'm not used to seeing Will Wheaton with the beard. I know that he's had the beard for a while, but I don't know, I always am used to him not having the beard. Okay, so we're going to drag that into the scene. Let's go ahead and make sure that didn't get put somewhere stupid, which it always does. Put you there, and we might as well go ahead and drag in our lantern, just so they're right next to each other. And I'm also going to turn on my test spawn. Spawn points. Just so that I can have that be right where I need it to be. Oop, I don't need to scale you. Good enough. Okay, so I should be able to take both of those things, and I should be able to equip both of those things, and then when I look at my inventory, it should say that both of those things are equipped. Take. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. How did you not understand that sentence? Oh, because I didn't. Right. Oh, damn it. Yeah, it's because I forgot to set it up for take as well. Well, fine. Go ahead and do that real quick. Oh my god, really? You're just not going to let me select it. Okay, so we're going to go to our take, output. We're going to say add to inventories or success type, default, toggle. Let's go to our debug here. Outputs of 1. Taken. So I guess I just need to update my spreadsheets on the wizard cap, and then we should be good. So now I should be able to take both of them. Say take, where cap. Okay, and then I'm going to say hold and light, lamp, lamp, and then I. Okay, so you can see that we now have a equipped marker that's distinct, and then a light marker that's distinct. I'm not sure how I feel about them, because one, they make they make the name a lot longer, and it's possible, it's unlikely, but it's possible that there might be an item with a name that's long enough to cause it to wrap, and that would just look ugly. So that's not ideal. But I do like having the modifiers. Maybe I can just drop them to like E and L. So instead of saying equipped and light, it would just say bracket E and then parenthesis L. It's probably not a bad idea. I think people would understand that. Maybe maybe not. The L and the E are making assumptions that people would associate L for light and equipped or E for equipped. And every time I make assumptions about how people will think, that typically does not go well. Of course, I guess it's not like this is part of a puzzle. At least this is just a a UI indicator to let you know what you currently have equipped and what you don't. What's merely in your inventory. Can't. Okay. So the other thing. Dang it. That's not what I meant to do. Go ahead and pause this, and I'm going to manually adjust our label here. It's so big. Let's see. Close view container, input, root, output, scroll area, and I think we need U. Which, of course, is a TextMesh Pro thing, so it's going to take like 5 seconds. Oh, never mind, that was much faster than I was expecting. Okay, so we could get rid of that space to make it more like that. No, that makes it too hard to read, because these blend together and kind of look like a frowny face, an angry frowny face. Well, so I guess we need spaces. Let's go ahead and change this a little bit more. Test it like this. So we do something like that. Maybe? I don't know. I think it's too vague. I think people would get it if they were told that E is for equipped and L is for light, and then that would make sense to them, but I'm not convinced that people would immediately understand that without context. The problem is that equipped is too long, and light is too long when they're both on there, which is really admittedly only done for the lantern, I suppose. I suppose we could try this. Equip and light. So that... It's just weird because equip, like if you read these as sentences, you'd say like the lantern is a light, or the wizard cat is equipped, not the lantern is equipped. That doesn't make sense. Grumble, grumble. I guess I'm fine just leaving it as equipped. I don't think, like I said, it's unlikely that there will be an item with a name long enough to really cause a problem there. I just typically try to keep the names fairly short. Having all this information kind of makes it longer. But it's also a nice little quality of life thing. So we'll leave it as equipped and light. I guess I will also change it back to being parentheses, not brackets and parentheses. I'd rather have visual consistency there rather than random markers, essentially. Okay, so I guess the next thing there is, should I make them be the same color as the name? Or... that... I don't know about that. Nah, you know what, I'll leave them, I'll let them be the default text color. Okay. Let's see, are there any other nice, cool things that I got note-wise? We fixed the iron key problem. I guess we have some minor quality of life things in the main menu. Let's go ahead and jump ship over to 1. I'm going to delete you guys. And 2, I'm going to turn off my test spawn here. Hit save. We're going to jump back to the splash fade scene. I did not think about this. Actually, I thought that I had this in there, but there was a player who tried to start a new game by typing in parenthesis N instead of just N or new game. So, for example, if you type N, that takes you to a new game. If you type new game, that takes you to a new game. If you type new, I believe, that takes you to a new game. Yeah. Heck, if you type start, it works. But I had someone do that, and it did not work. So that's a minor thing that should be pretty quick. Let's go ahead. Actually, what I should do is I should strip all non-character or non-letter characters from the input before I actually check it. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go to my main menu. Main view. Let's go here. All right, and we're going to go to trim, and then I think there is I don't remember if there's a function that removes any non-chars or non-letter chars. So I can give it specific chars to strip. Okay, so I do but I don't want to do that. Okay, I'm actually going to say strip. Go to definition. This is my own string extension class. So I'm actually going to change this to not strip, but instead like strip out non-letters, basically. I guess you could get rid of the parentheses in the description or put type C. Yeah, probably what it should do is it should just ignore all like punctuation. So anything that's not a letter should probably just be removed from that input when it checks it. And I mean, most people usually don't type the parentheses. I just happen to have one person who did, and it's not a huge lift for me to just get rid of non-chars, essentially, or non-letter chars. Um, I thought I had a thing that did that actually. To delimited string ends with any, starts with any. Let me double check. Trim start range, trim end, strip rich text. Is null or empty, is end, to end. I mean, it could just mean type or just press the C key, or people could type C then not press enter. No, that's very true. I have had people, usually very young kids, type like they type something and then they don't do anything. They just kind of let it go sit there. Eventually, if they're not with someone who's older, they'll try to press enter or they'll try to click on the button, which is why I made them clickable. Um, but usually, if they have someone who's slightly older, even if they're like 10 years old, usually they'll realize like you need to hit enter, and that's fine at that point. I think this is all my conversions, which is not really that great. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and remove strip. Here we are. Public static string, and we're going to say strip non letter chars. That's just terrible. Strip two letters. That's kind of a better one, I feel. This string value. Let's go ahead and comment that out. Yeah, but yeah, it is kind of ambiguous what those letters mean, um, which is why I tried to be as flexible as possible. You can, like I showed you, you can type new game, end, new, start. Those all work. It's just that I apparently didn't anticipate punctuation or non letters. So we're gonna say removes all characters that are not letters. This. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and say string builder new value is equal to new string builder value return new value dot toString. Just gonna go ahead and do a for loop in reverse for int I is equal to value dot length. I is greater than or equal to 0. I minus. Oops. Okay. We are going to simply say if value, I guess it would actually be new value of I dot, what is it? There's a char function for this. Char dot is letter. Here we go. Go ahead and do that. We're just going to say if not char is letter. I'm assuming that's what I want. Well, okay. Oh. Index. Oh, that's a string. Okay. Then we're just going to say value dot remove, and start index is just going to be, I guess, I with a length of 1. Seems like that would be correct. Okay, let's go ahead and go to our main menu, and I'm just going to say dot trim dot strip 2 letters. Okay, so now I should be able to go to the main menu, type anything in parentheses and any amount of punctuation that I want, and it should properly strip them out to make it work. Which might yield unexpected results now that I think about it, because you could have like 7692 parentheses dash C, and then it would basically just pick up the C, which is, I guess, fine, but I don't know, it's kind of funny. Okay. And we're also going to go ahead and hit play. I think I'm also going to move this 2 lower, or the text.2 lower from the switch statement to the actual strip letters function there. Because I'm not sure if having it in the switch statement means it's going to recalculate that 2 lower every time it checks. I don't think that's correct, but... Okay, so now I should be able to do this. Oh, interesting. Index out of... Oh, duh! Because I did my for loop wrong. Chris, what is wrong with you? -1. Because, of course. Um, Well, while that's compiling, E3 stuff. I think the big thing I got today was Death Stranding's trailer had some amount of gameplay in it. Emphasis on... I'm going to put gameplay in like massive quotes there because it was basically just walking around and that was about it. And, you know, again, it's getting weirder and weirder with each trailer. But looks pretty decent. Kind of excited for it. I guess the main thing today that really got me excited was Super Smash Bros. Brought back Snake. And I am childishly excited about that for really no reason. I just really like Snake, I guess. He was one of my favorite characters in Brawl. Aha! Alright, so that works. And we can also probably do it for like all of the other things. Yeah, cool. Which probably means that actually I want to do that for all of my menus now that I think about it. Because if I just do it for my main menu, obviously that'd be weird. So let's go ahead and... Oh, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, I can't like do that here. So I'm going to have to add that to all of my menus real quick. Okay, let's go to our main view. I am also going to go ahead and, like I said, move this 2 lower out to here, just because there's no point in me doing it on the text object itself. Should be good. Okay. So let's go ahead. Can I just check where all of these are referenced? That shouldn't be too bad, I don't think. Okay, so audio view, pretty much the same. Pretty sure. Yep. Dot strip, 2 letters, dot 2 lower, and then get rid of you, which I think means that I can basically just copy this chunk of code. Okay, let's go to, we don't really care about benchmark view. We don't really care about classic create select view. Right? No, I guess we do. So I'm probably going to want to do like that. Okay. And let's see, classic mode view, same thing. Let's go ahead. We're going to go to classic play select view. I don't really think I need it there, but I'll put it in there anyway. Combat view, that is definitely not a thing we need. Credits view doesn't really matter because as long as it's not empty, we do nothing with it. Oh my god, why am I even bothering with this? I'm doing like a whole switch check, and there's no point to that. And we'll keep it in there just because it could be fun to actually do some stuff like hidden homages later. Custom game input view. Nope, that's fine. Demo and screen. That's fine as well. Display options view. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. Just paste this in here. Go ahead. Go to extras view. I do apologize that things are a little code heavy again today. Which I guess I should stop apologizing for, considering that most of my things seem to be that nowadays. Let's see, font view, we don't really care about right now. Game options view. Interesting. Is this actually being used? Yeah, it is. I guess we'll go ahead and do that. Okay. Game overview, don't care about that. Graphics options view, we do care about. And input view, don't care about that. Load game view, we do care about that. Maybe. That I don't know. Okay, let me think. I guess we would want that here. Dot strip to letters. But that's about all we want from that, I believe. Let's go ahead and grab that. I think that's probably fine. Okay. So main view, we already have that working. Let's go ahead and go down to main game view. Nope. New game view. We don't want to mess with that. Non-standard game overview, that's fine. Options view, same thing. Pause view, same thing. We do want to strip them. Okay, so that should be all of our menus now. So that should handle that little issue. Do we have anything else that really seems particularly interesting? Need to change the valves in the sewer so that they actually tell you what direction they're pointing whenever you move them. Some conversation points for the troll. People should be able to read shelf books or be told they're Oh yes, that's an interesting thing I want to test. So let's go ahead and test. We're going to test all of that stuff real quick. I also had someone crash the build on Saturday, and what they did supposedly was they just hit enter when they went back to the title screen. And I don't know why that would cause a crash, but I'm curious to see if it does in the editor or if it throws any errors or anything. So we're going to go to, let's say, options, and then let's try display. Nice. And then let's try back. Cool. So that all seems to work. Looking good there. Let's go ahead and go back. We will hit continue here. Okay. Then let's go ahead and quit out. Oh, that's interesting. One, massive lag spike, but two, the hint text showed up at the bottom of the screen. That's curious. So I'm just going to hit enter. Okay, well, nothing happened. Or rather, nothing unexpected happened. Are we getting spammed by that error? No? Okay, interesting. I wonder why. Okay, whatever. Not sure what's up with all of these. There are no audio listeners in the scene. I'm guessing it's from me destroying the player whenever you quit. But that's. I guess that makes sense. Okay. So that turned out to be nothing, I guess. Well, maybe it's something that only affects builds, so I'll have to make a Windows build tonight and give that a test. Let's see. We have our indicators now. We have our iron key problem fixed. We have a couple of other things done. Honestly, the bulk of this, the bulk of the issues seem to just be things that I need to add to the dictionary / fix on my interactive objects. Just their JSON. Let me see what combine gem and staff does. I have that circled, which circles. Whenever I write notes, I circle entries that are like typically red flags. They're things that are really, really bad. Now, admittedly, really, really bad is a broad topic. That could be anything from like causes the game to crash to I think it ruins the feel of the game. So the issue with combined gem and staff is not crash worthy, but it is, I think, something that's problematic. Oh, right. Ah, ha ha ha. Okay, I think what's happened here is my background fade is never told to fade up. Okay, so if you hit continue before the background fades in, basically what happens is the background fade screen is never told to fade in, so it stays opaque forever. Um, that should probably be addressed. It's not a problem for the demo because the demo you can't continue in, but it is problematic for the full game. So I'm going to have to probably jump to like a loading screen for that then. Ugh, that's pretty brutal. Well, for now, let's go ahead and hit continue. I do not have my staff because, of course, I skipped all that. So let's go ahead and say open, take all. So let's see. Oh yes, and PopCon, by the way, actually seemed to have pretty good use of the autocomplete function. So people would get this far and then they would actually hit tab to autocomplete everything. Anyway, so I'm going to say combine gem and scepter. Now this is interesting. Right, no, that's what the issue is. It's saying combine X and Y is different from saying combine X with Y. And I think that's because it's treating, and is a conjunction, so it's treating this as two sentences. It's saying combine gem, break, hard break, and then combine scepter. That is problematic. Probably what should happen here is, oh god, this is, oh jeez, problematic all up the board. Okay. So probably what I should do is treat and not as a conjunction, but rather as a preposition. Whenever it is used in conjunction with a combined verb, because it should probably be well. Time to do chores and eat dinner. All right, have a good dinner. Probably gonna be signing off soon. Just because I think this combined gem and scepter thing is gonna actually require me to go into the parser pretty deeply. That probably would not be something I want to do on the stream tonight because I think that's gonna take a fair amount of time, and I need to consider carefully how best to handle this. That is really unfortunate, though. So that this particular issue basically snaps. Excuse me. How I handle sentences in half, because of course it does. Okay. Crap. Yeah, that really does not handle it very well. So the other thing that I'm really concerned with is this. Run over here. Is this inevitability? Combine gem and staff and note. Because what logically should happen here is it should try to combine the gem, staff, and note together into one item. But what the parser interprets this as is combine gem, hard stop, combine staff, hard stop, combine note, hard stop. But what we probably would want to do is change it so that when we combine items, I can specify multiple items that you can combine with? Oh, God, why? Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's not great. And the problem is, like, this wouldn't be an issue maybe if I didn't have items that would need to be combined from, more than two parts, but I totally do. So, that's painful. Yep. Okay. I think we're gonna call it a night there because I need to sit down and sketch out how I want this to flow. I'm probably gonna have to refactor how combining stuff together works. And let it take an arbitrary number of items to combine instead of just one. Jeez. Which is going to mean that I need to overhaul how my indirect objects get set, because now I need support for multiple indirect objects. Which I believe I actually have right now, but I don't think I'm doing anything with it. So yeah. That's probably a good place to stop for the night. But we got a lot of quality of life things done. We got non-letter agnostic parsing for our main menus. We have fixed the iron key problem, which was because purely of my laziness. We performed some nice parser optimizations and some nice item optimizations as well. Picking up equipping items that are outside of your inventory will now pick up those items automatically. And there's one more thing that we did. What was it? I mean, there are several more things that we did, but the one major thing is... Dang it, what was it? Have the notes. Oh, that's right. Never mind. We didn't really fix the curtains problem. That was just me being stupid problem. All right. But yeah, we got a lot done tonight. So, announcements. I should finally be done with crunch at work and convention schedule and all that. So I will actually be able to get back to a normal streaming schedule, and I will actually be able to make progress again. I am aiming to get my next convention, I believe, is at the end of July. So I have a little over a month to get the new combat system polished up and ready to go, and have the troll combat done. And once that's in there, I will be able to actually test it, make sure that people like the new combat system. I think it's in a good place. I think it's personally much more interesting than the old system. But that's going to be my big goal for the next month, to get that just polished up and in. And let's see, any other announcements? That's the big one. So main thing is we're back on schedule. Everything should be a little bit better from now on. No more crunch, hopefully. So, as always, I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.